Okay, now I'm going to do a sketch for color interaction using the collage pieces that I have left over. I think I'll go with a dark background again. I'm just wetting the paper, and I'll go over it again. Okay. I'm not going for perfectly smooth because I'm gonna have pieces of paper covering a lot of this. I'm gonna try for value shift first. Value shift again was have a value contrast between the two areas for the background, and then for the smaller piece that I want to look different on the two different backgrounds, it should be an in-between value. So this is a bright value. And I'm gonna cut around. I'm just gonna use all of it, I guess, but I'm gonna cut around the shape here. I like to use this spray adhesive a lot, but that requires like going outside, and then also like maybe even wearing gloves. But it makes for a nice smooth application of adhesive. I'm feeling not like dealing with all the cleanup right now, so I'll just do good old glue stick. Okay, and so I need an area of darker value. I'm not going to glue that down because I might decide to change the color if it's not, if it's not working for the color interaction. So I have this dark muted green. Cutting a shape out of it. There's a little bit of blue right there, so I'm gonna get rid of that. The idea is that I'm gonna have a little piece of some color. Maybe it could be blue, and then have it be in the yellow and here, and see if it looks different with the different background. That's the idea of color interaction, making it the same color look different, having different backgrounds. Okay, and then with color interaction art project, I think it was a few different instances of color interaction we were trying to get. This is kind of an in-between value. Let me try this one. Just had that lying around, that little piece of light brown. Doesn't have to be squares, but I just went ahead and cut it into squares. All right, so now I have to look closely and see if there's a change in value or saturation or hue and value. Let me look at this. Feel like, I mean, if it's gonna be hue, we would have an after image of the complement, and also if there's a shared color in the background, it'll pull that color from the foreground color to change the hue. This does seem to be a value shift. This looks darker here. Okay, so I'm gonna be okay with that for my value. I got a value shift, so I'm fine with that. I'll go ahead and glue these down. Got a value shift. Okay, and now I'm gonna glue something different over here. I was talking about blue before. If we're doing hue shift, I want to keep the background close in value. Maybe I'll try with this blue and this green. These values are, this one is around here. This one is around here, so it's a little bit darker. Let's see. Maybe this green. Yeah. This green is close in value with this blue, so do that. Anything that's going over the edges, I'll be cutting off the edges, you know, by turning it over and slicing. Get the blue. Okay, all right, So we know, well, let me try orange. Little pieces of orange. I'm gonna take a piece of this blue, and put it closer to the green. So see these differences closer to each other. This looks way more, this looks like a total value shift. Even more than that last one. This looks so much brighter against the green. I'm not sure if it's, maybe saturation too. Yeah, maybe it's a saturation shift. But it could be value or saturation. It's definitely brighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and use, this one is a more significant change than that one. I'm gonna try an ultramarine blue piece here, see what I get. I feel like I'm getting maybe a reddish after image from the green, making this a little bit more reddish over here. I feel like that's happening. Yeah, I think that's happening. Okay, for me, that there, and then I'm not totally satisfied with the tan on top of the green and the yellow, so I'm gonna try something else there. Kind of bored with those. I'm gonna take these off actually. Try something else. Some kind of red, maybe. So I definitely, this one I was thinking was saturation. This one seems hue. So what do I have here? Let me get a different one that doesn't have that white edge on it. They're very different in value. If I want to do a value shift, I need a median value. So this is too dark. Let me get like a. I'm gonna find a red. So I have that. I have a folder full of scraps. So I got violet. And pink. And I have this pale green. I'll try it. Or that's too pale. I need a median value. Maybe this blue. Okay, let's try the violet, the pink, and the blue. Here's blue. Let's see if I have anything happening. That does feel like a value difference. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's brighter against the yellow. Definitely. Okay. Alright, so I'm done with this color interaction sketch. Okay, I imagine if I chose this one for my final project, I imagine that I would maybe make some. I might have to have some little differences, but I try to keep it very similar. Okay, so now I have 3 color interaction, color and space relationships, color and spatial relationships, and then complementary mixing. So one more, I think I'll do color.